Well, guys, we made it back for another round of Indie Choice Picks. I am Will at Heroic Studios, bringing you another whole segment of some cool indie comics just for you guys. All right, so today I have the creator of Bric-A-Brac, and it's just so coincidental that Christmas is right around the corner. Unfortunately, the book won't be done by Christmas, but wait, it is a very good story. I'm bringing you guys today Ryan Hack, the creator of Bric-A-Brac. And that rhymes. You guys enjoy this interview.
What's up, Indiegogo? Welcome to the Bric-A-Brac #1 campaign. Christmas is a beautiful, exciting, and mysterious time for so many people, young and old. For those who truly believe in its magic, Christmas can be a transformative and enlightening experience. But what if that all changed? What if Christmas was at war with itself? Enter the world of Bric-A-Brac. Bric-A-Brac is the story of Planet Christmas, a war-torn world that was once sublime, now a battleground. What happened to this beautiful world? What resources caused the Nutcrackers, Good King Wenceslas, and the creatures of Christmasville to forget all the magic? And does our main character Garrett even have a chance of making it all right and getting his list of wishes to Father Christmas in time? Hey guys, my name is Ryan Hawk and I'm the creator of Bric-A-Brac. This is the most personal story I've ever written in my life. It's about my love for Christmas, my obsession with Christmas. And if I could pitch it to you guys in one sentence, it's Star Wars meets Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, so it's like Lucasfilm and Rankin and Bass. If they made something together, this would be that intergalactic, but yet very grounded and magical story. The art is done by a really good friend of mine, Raphael Sam, who is an excellent artist, and he totally captures this beautiful, colorful, yet dangerous world, because again, it is war-torn. But it is about everything Christmas. It's about arguments in Christmas. It's about why Christmas is so important, even if you don't celebrate it, to enlist those values that Christmas shares with everyone in your life, regardless of if you celebrate it or not. It's in a very special time, and this book is totally worth your time and consideration. So check out these tiers below. For any financial situation, I've tried to really make it very flexible, so whatever you can give, you'll probably get a reward. And just really, if you could share or support this book in any way you can, I would love it. I'm so excited to be on Indiegogo for the first time, and I want to make it awesome. So back this project, share this project, and let's do this together. So have a great day.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, Ryan, man, thank you for coming on to the show, dude. You're the first guest of season 2 of Indie Choice Picks. I'm looking at your book, Bric-A-Brac, and I am just blown away. It's kind of hilarious how you started doing this right around the time where the holiday season is on its way. So go ahead and tell the audience a little about yourself, who you are, your book, Bric-A-Brac. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, so basically I'm the writer of the story. I guess you could consider me also the producer of the story, because on Indiegogo, you are basically considered a producer, because you really have to go in and fight for it and get it out there as much as possible. Yeah, so I'm the writer of the story. I just have always loved comics and really, really wanted to get into the Indiegogo Kickstarter kind of scene. And pretty much ever since I saw some of the really great quality books coming out on those websites, I think just this last week and the last month and this summer alone, there's just so many beautiful projects that just really resonated with me. And I thought, well, I have to do this. This is a way that I can get my book out, and I really see it happening. And so, yeah, I grabbed at that opportunity. And here we are now with this book that I've just really, really fought for and I love so, so much. And it's very special to me. I was just so lucky to get an amazing artist with my friend Raphael. And we pretty much created the exact vision that I really I'm so proud of and so happy that it's brought into the world. That's ultimately the great thing about it. So
For sure. How long have you been working on the idea for the book?
So we've been working on the idea for a year, I would say. So back and forth, the story's changed for for the better or for worse. So at the beginning, it was actually based on Earth, and I realized that there was not a lot of story elements, fantastical element. I kept wanting to go into the more fantastical elements, and I was like, well, because I love this story is heavily inspired by Rudolph, and it's very difficult to get that level of fantasy into a world that's sort of realistic without it being semi like not cynical, but just kind of awkward, And so I was like, well, we're either going to go fully into this fantasy or we're going to, keep it on Earth. And I was like full fantasy. And the beauty of that is like we were just able to explore so many new things. And Raphael was basically able to draw just super fantastical like architecture, from architecture to geology to obviously the creatures you see, just some awesome stuff. It opened every door, and it really gave the story a new identity. Is what really happened, and so that was an awesome decision. And other than that, just this story has been cooking for a year. The character designs have stayed roughly the same, but all around, you just have to kind of live with the ideas, live with the artist a little bit longer. And then honestly, it forms eventually. It might take a while, but it does form. And then honestly, when it's time to get on a crowdfunding site, because, like we had the pages ready, we had everything. We had a lot of product to show. As you can see, we have, a lot of stuff to show. And so we thought it's time to get on and show people what this book's all about. So
you mentioned before that you're the writer of the story, right?
I am, yep.
And then you have an artist. His name is Raphael. He does all the art for the book.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, cool. So this is your first indie comic ever to do, right?
Kind of. Well, I did do an anthology, but this is my first real, like, full-length story that's ever been seen. I've only done little short stories for the most part. And, obviously, like, I would love to do a long-form story, and this is the first true long-form story. And, like, there's a total difference with crowdfunding like you're definitely not just like with the one anthology I was selling. Well, there's a Western story, and there's a story in World War I, and there's a story in the West, based in like noir times and stuff like that. And it got a lot of people intrigued. There was a pirate story which got a lot of people on board because the art was amazing and stuff. But with this one, you're really selling a niche topic, and you have to really sell it on your skills as a writer. And that's why I thought, getting on interviews was a good approach to it. But yeah, man, this is my first full-length story on Indiegogo. It's and so it's just, it comes with new challenges, for sure.
For sure. So I got your campaign open. I'm going to share the screen. So let me know when you're able to see the screen real quick. It'll take a minute. So I'm really liking what you're doing here.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of holiday. This is actually the first holiday Indiegogo novel that I've read. So let me get this straight. You got Nutcracker.
Yeah.
It's invading some world where Christmas is like all the time. Am I in a realm of? Am I close?
Okay. Yes, you're very close. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, the Nutcrackers are the main antagonist. I would say, and
I just like
they basically are. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they're the main dudes. They're the main guys. They are basically causing like the war, and just like in contemporary America or in World War II, like when one person kind of starts and becomes the tries to get there, so they want to take over the planet because there's a resource that they want, and so basically other people like Good King Wenceslas, that's where he comes in, and he has an army himself. So he's like, well, it's time for me to get mine too. And so he's going to try to get his. And then obviously in this, there's a rebellion comprised of different people who live in Planet Christmas who are against the Nutcrackers and everything they're doing. And there's just so many different sides. It's just a very interesting story because it flips everything. Like, for example, the Nutcracker. Like, Nutcrackers are usually in Tchaikovsky's ballet the hero.
Yeah.
Nutcrackers are usually the guide. But in this story, they're totally flipped and twisted in a way that they're the enemy, right? And then, good King Wenceslas is known as a very noble king. He did a lot. I mean, in the song, he did a lot of good things for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He would basically strip the shirt off his back for anyone, right? Even if it was a peasant.
Yeah.
But in this, he's waging war too, so he's not the same guy as the song would claim he is. So, and that's just some of the changes that have happened. Jack Frost is a completely different character. Father Christmas is even different. So it takes what and makes it unfamiliar, and also puts them against each other. So it's a weird take on them. But I just find it so entertaining.
I see it as entertaining. You got the artwork looking good here. It's not. You can tell the artwork is more of a. I don't know. I haven't read the story, and I don't want to offend you, but if it gives you more of that lighthearted holiday cheer, like this is something that you would read during the holidays, sitting around a fire watching a Christmas tree,
Oh
light up
yeah,
and stuff like that. So I kind of get
yeah.
that
It's
feel
all
for it.
ages.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like it too. The artwork looks
yeah,
great. The colors are there. It's more geared
yeah.
towards a lighthearted feel as opposed to some of the other comics that I've interviewed for, where like,
Absolutely.
tone of the artwork kind of dictates where the creator is going with the story. So I like it. I'm a big fan. So have you seen the actual Nutcracker ballet?
Oh yeah, certainly.
I've never done it.
Yeah,
I
and
want
that's
to. I
why
haven't done it.
I love I have seen it, and I love the music to it. I mean, it's just so classic. But
Mhm.
it's not like anything. It's not like high drama or anything. It's just kind of goofy. It's literally just for like an excuse for high schools to. I mean, obviously there's some really great production of the Nutcracker, but like it's not like story driven or anything like that. Like it gets like the Rat King, and this is just all like goofy stuff. But I mean, I guess the only inspiration it takes from that story is just like, I guess, the idea of twisting the Nutcracker in ways, and kind of just making him a warrior. Like, what other Christmas item has a sword? Like, we know of Nutcrackers because they have swords in their arms. So it's
Mhm.
like, it's almost inviting the idea of them to be a crusader, or to be some kind of bring forth some kind of war.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, what other Christmas totem has that? And so it's so interesting how I feel like no one's thought of that, and yet it's so obvious. Like, yes, obviously, like, Nutcrackers are so they're so, because and also they're usually holding their swords up, and knights hold their swords. They don't really hold their swords out, which would imply maybe they're noble, or maybe they are honorable, or maybe under some kind of rule. But Nutcrackers, they hold their swords up. So I don't know, just visually to the Nutcrackers, it invites the idea that they just are meant for war. Like, it's so weird, and so
Gotcha.
that's kind of where that idea came from. Not necessarily, like, there's not a lot of inspiration from the Nutcracker show, except for obviously like the Sugar Plum Fairies, and that idea, and the rat, and the imagery. I think is the aesthetics of the Nutcracker productions are like amazing, and same with the Christmas Carol. As you can see, the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future are up in there,
Yep,
and
I saw that right
Jack
there.
Frost too. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's pretty classically the Ghost of Christmas Future, but the present and past are where our story deviates a little bit. And so, and yeah, these are some of Garrett's, our main character's friends, who they're just kind of just on the island. That, well, they're the friends that he's trying to save, right? Because he's trying to find Father Christmas to save them,
Hmm.
and effectively stop the war. But things get really complicated for him.
Gotcha.
And this is some amazing fan art. I love this. Somebody did just awesome fan art for me, and I just and they're all backers, so it's just awesome that backers just really were receptive towards the book, and it's awesome stuff. I've never had that happen before, so
You're already getting me in the Christmas spirit, dude. My go-to movie for every Christmas season is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I love that movie. I can watch that movie
I
every
love
day.
that movie.
My wife hates that movie. I have no idea why, but she loathes that movie. I can watch that movie
Yeah, dude.
every night for the entire month of December.
Yeah. Dude, that movie is so good. I love Tim Allen. He's
Dude, I love
like,
Tim Allen.
the other ones aren't that great, but like that first one is so good.
I like the second one a
That
little
first one
bit
is
too.
really.
I didn't like the third one.
Oh
The
yeah.
third one was kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It had like, I will say, like, I think that one is super cool too, because like, uh, it has so much, it has a lot of balls, because like that story dealt with like divorce and like, the whole idea of like Tim Allen not being the best husband, and then like having the kid, like that story was so interesting to me, like I get that there's a lot of stories dealing with love during Christmas and stuff like that, but I just found that as a children's story, that was so cool to have that kind of complicated relationship
Yeah.
in that movie, and also just Tim Allen's a great actor. So
I'm noticing that too. A lot of the shows we probably watched as kids, or you watch them as an adult, and you're like, man, this is some really dark themes in this show. But you don't catch it when you're a kid.
yeah, for
Like,
real, that movie is kind of dark too, and there's a lot of adult humor in that movie.
oh
too.
yeah, dude, I love that.
There is, dude. Yeah, I was watching that one recently, and oh man, the North Pole in that is so cool. Like one of the coolest depictions of the North Pole I think ever. Just like it literally looks like the stock market, like the World Stock Exchange. Like I don't know why it does, but doesn't it though? It does kind of like look like not normally what the North Pole would look like,
Yeah, and in the first movie, you didn't really get it a whole feel that it was a little city. But when you get like to the second movie and you kind of see what the North Pole is, it's a whole freaking city over there. Like I had no idea.
Oh yeah, it is.
Toy factory, that was it. But no, they're in a whole city and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Okay, Ryan. Well,
one other movie that has a great.
Go ahead.
What's up? Oh yeah, I was just gonna say one other movie that has an amazing set is just, I know that people are like, they don't like it so much, but man, the Grinch from 2000.
The one with Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I get that it's a goofy movie and people like are kind of, they don't know how to feel about it, but regardless, the sets from that movie and all the imagery is so awesome. I mean, it is of another level. And like really totally, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought Jim Carrey was hilarious, but I mean, I don't know.
Jim Carrey is always hilarious. When they casted him as Dr. Eggman in the new Sonic movie, I was like, Jim Carrey? And then I thought about all of his other movies, and I go, that could work.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like, who else would do it? Like,
no one else would play that part.
I mean, it's just like Sonic. The only issue with I'm a diehard Sonic fan, and my only issue that no one's talking about, everyone's like, oh, the design sucks. It's like, dude, why aren't we talking about Sonic on our Earth? Like, that is the biggest, weirdest thing about this movie. Sonic has never been on planet Earth before.
You know what?
Except for maybe
they're taking that aspect from the Sonic X series.
Yeah.
Transported to our Earth.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. No, it's been a lot of like him on his Earth and all the little anthropomorphic.
Yeah. Man, I hope Knuckles is in it. But if I saw a design for Knuckles that might have been fan art, but I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting movie.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that redesign to come out of Sonic. I really want to know.
I saw some of it. I saw a little bit of it. It looks pretty good. It looks like just how he would normally look. And they should have literally pulled his design from the games right now. I mean,
that's what I said. Like you have a 3D model already set up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man. It's like he's like the coolest looking video game character. Like he looks way cooler than Mario. I have to say, and like. Yeah, man, it's like, why not? And you have all the characters and all the mythology right there. They could have just pulled from, I don't know, whatever. You can't tell them what to do, but.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait for that. So.
Yeah, but anyway.
All right, well, we're coming to like the end of our time together. So with every creator that I bring on, I like to pick their brain about their Indiegogo campaign. A lot of people who
Absolutely.
watch the show, they are looking to do their own campaigns as well. So
Uh-huh.
every artist that comes on, I like to get at least one tip that you can give people to run a successful campaign. So take it away.
One tip. Okay. I would say you have to post, well, before you even start on an Indiegogo or Kickstarter campaign, you have to have a social media presence. And by that, I mean, you really have to culminate fans and you have to actually engage with people. And if you're not into it, if you're not into getting on Twitter or Facebook or uh, YouTube, especially YouTube, if you live stream on YouTube, then you really need to reconsider doing crowdfunding because that is your bread and butter. You have to have a fan base and at least engage with people in a way. And then I guess tip 2 is just have a good product. But most importantly, I mean, I've seen a lot of books that don't have a good product still get funded because the person has so many friends and people who know they're passionate about the project. So just be on social media, post 20 pieces of content a day during the campaign, at least 10 when you're not campaigning, and just engage. I mean, I don't like social media, but it's just a necessity.
Yeah.
If you are going to ask the community to serve you, you have to show them at least what they're serving. You can't expect them to just come to you. And I get it. Like, there's so many projects that just sit on Indiegogo that are amazing. So many projects that just sit and no one engages with them for days. And the truth and the sadness is that you can have a book that is so great, is so awesome looking, and it won't make a dime because the fans aren't there, the people aren't there, the engagement isn't there. So you need to work hard to culminate fans. That's number one. And every new campaign I've done, I've learned something new, and that is number one this time around. Is like just have the people, and what you're doing right now, you're culminating fans. And then, posting on social media and Twitter, you're culminating fans. So, probably right now you could launch something and be successful. And so, yeah, that would be number one.
Fantastic. See, I've heard that too. That scenario is more or less like the chicken or the egg kind of thing too, because
Yeah.
I've heard people say, "Oh, you don't need to have a big social media presence or a following," and then I've heard people say that you do, and I go, I guess it's based off preference. Because I've had people on the show who hate social media. They don't do it. They don't use it. They barely got on it for their campaign, and they've like completely smashed their campaign. Yeah. If you want, check out my interview with the creator of Kayas, Kayas. This guy completely smashed his campaign, and he has like a little less than 200 followers at the time of the record. I don't know if
What?
yeah, but he completely smashed it. And his advice when you watch it, I did the same thing with him. It was to make sure you have a good opening video with your campaign. But like I said, everyone's different with their campaigns and how they run it. Some people like posting 24 times a day, like once every hour on social media.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when it gets to the end, yeah, you have to kind of do that too, because then
Yeah.
it gets the momentum going, like.
Sometimes they post something like witty in relation to their page, and it's kind of clever too, getting that thing going. And
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, there's too much energy to sit there and brainstorm ideas 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that works for some people, might not necessarily work for you, but I
Yeah.
mean, the idea behind getting to where you want to be in terms of where you want your goal is to get creative with what you're trying to do. Get creative.
Oh, yeah.
Do something different. Do something that isn't in the norm, and just see how it works. Because
Yeah, man.
it's a weird place, dude.
And Twitter is just, I get that Twitter can be really not a good place, but if you want to fund your book, you have to be on Twitter. So, like, I wasn't on Twitter my first time around, and I struggled to get this book out. And then this time around, I got on Twitter, and it saved me. I literally was able to get on every single show. And I also interviewed every single night of the campaign. So that was another thing that was a difference. Every single night, like tonight, I just had one before you, and I have one with you right now. And it's like, you have to hustle. It's a hustle. It's the most epic hustle you might ever conceive of, because it's all you're doing. It's hustling. There's no rules, And so it's just kind of interesting that way. So anyway.
Well, Ryan, thank you for coming on to the show, man. It's been really fun. I am looking forward to your book, Bric-A-Brac. Real quick, I know this is probably like a stupid question, but even though this is a holiday story, is it going to be out for the holidays?
Man, it is not going to be out for the holidays, but there is the thing about it is that it is a fantasy Christmas story, and it is about the ideals of Christmas. So, to give you an idea, you will be getting, if you back the book, each backer will be getting progress of what we have so far. And the thing is, though, it's definitely a fantasy story because you know what? We are launching for number 2 in April. So to give you an idea, it's not just a Christmas story. It's not just based on, it has to be read on Christmas. It's about the ideals of the holidays. So, that's why I am confident that we will be able to get backers in April because with book 2, we're definitely going to embrace the more fantastical elements of the story. But, also it's just a testament to this story. I want to make this story universal. I want to make it something that is just, and I get that's kind of hopeful thinking, but it is deeply about just the ideals of the holidays. So, it will not be out by Christmas, but it's just, I'm so excited to share it with everybody, and I'm just really, really blessed to be able to do so. And
Okay, well, tell all your backers you have 2 days left. You said that you were going to extend the time frame.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you who are watching who haven't had a chance to go back Bric-A-Brac, try saying that 10 times.
Yeah.
Just get on over to Indiegogo. I have the link in the description. You guys can go over there and back it. He's going to extend it. I know I'm going to back it, and so should you. All right. So, Ryan, thank you for coming on to the show, my man. It's been fun, and I'm really looking forward to this story as well as possibly having you on the show again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for this opportunity, man.
Not a problem. All right, man. Well, I will see you on Twitter, and I will reach out to me when you have issue 2 kind of in the works. So we can have you.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. I'm going to go on another campaign trail.
Sounds
just
good.
Just as intense. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
I'll be watching you on Twitter, buddy. So you keep it real and keep on doing what you're doing. All right.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Have a good night. Well, that's it for this interview. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the creative idea, the link to their campaign is in the description. When I started off with the Indie Choice Picks videos, I wanted to give a platform to indie creators everywhere. So if you are an indie creator and you have a project that you're working on and you want to come on the show, find me on social media, preferably Twitter or Instagram, and let me know what you're working on. Also, a big shout out to Silver Tiger for giving me that awesome intro you saw at the beginning. I'm Will at Heroic Studios, and remember to support indie creators everywhere.